Mr. Vice President, High Commissioner, distinguished delegate, and civil society representative. It is my pleasure to speak to you today about the tragic deterioration of the human rights situation in my country, Afghanistan. I have had the privilege to speak many times at this podium in this building, calling for accountability and justice in Afghanistan and in Sudan in my different capacities. As I'm speaking today, my people, particularly women and girls in Afghanistan, are living under a gender apartheid regime. For a second time, many of you have heard and spoken about the new law which bring in modern slavery and violate human dignity. No other regime in the world except the Taliban which restrict freedom and women's rights at this level. As a woman and human rights defender, I have witnessed 12 leaders of Afghanistan in my life, in a continuous cycle of human rights violation and commission of international crimes. I strongly believe that one reason for prolonged and violent conflict in Afghanistan is the lack of accountability and justice for human rights violation within my country and internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, as an advocate for human rights in Afghanistan, I have observed that one of the reasons regime change so frequently is the lack of political will to promote accountability and justice, perpetuating a culture of impunity. While serving as a chairperson of Afghanistan Independent Human Rights Commission, we conducted a national consultation with nearly 7,000 people across Afghanistan, including refugees in Pakistan and Iran. Participants who were randomly selected prioritize accountability for crimes committed from 1978 to 2001. Acknowledgement of victims' suffering, reparation, documentation, and criminal justice as necessary for healing and reconciliation. Failing to heal the victim's wound and allowing them to bleed will make the society anemic and sick. Accountability and justice is the cure for the injuries of a conflict-affected society and help prevent revenge. I strongly believe that revenge is not justice. I urge everyone in this room to close your eyes for a minute and imagine having a daughter or a sister at home who is denied education. Is this security? Or put yourself in the shoe of a mother forced to sell her daughter to feed the rest of their children. Is this peace? While I understand the national interest of your respective countries, I would like to tell you that normalizing human rights violation and continuing impunity in Afghanistan will impact global security and peace, including your own countries and people. The signs are around us if we choose to see them. Do we all believe in this room in the universality and interconnectivity of human rights? If so, are the women and girls in Afghanistan not part of the global human body? If yes, it is merely an internal matter. What is the role of these institutions? What is our message to the victims of injustice in Afghanistan and beyond? We all believe in rule of law based on an international system which promote accountability and justice. Please do not accept excuse brought such as culture and religion differences to justify human rights violation in Afghanistan and beyond. Mr. President, the long conflict in Afghanistan is a history of failure, highlighting both our government and international community's inability to prevent human rights violation and stop killing of the people. The continuation of human rights abuses in Afghanistan is not going to make our country and the world a safe place for our generation and the next. Let me reiterate, respect for human rights, rule of law, accountability and justice will make this planet a safer place. The people and women in Afghanistan deserve to live with dignity, and I believe the protection of human rights, human dignity, and is the responsibility of all of us, but particularly of these institutions. Once again, I insist that revenge is not justice. We all should stand for justice, and thank you all.